Good morning, fellow traders. It's Black Coffee Trader. It is Friday. Happy Friday, May the 23rd, and we are ready to dive into today's trade plan, what we see on the markets, on the levels, etc. We're starting on ES today because I really believe that this daily 200 on ES is still the big watch for me, at least on the markets right now. That is what I'm looking for. We've got the daily 200, yesterday's high of day. We've got this 58.90 level on ES, all converging. That is a big watch area for me, and I think probably one of the biggest areas on the market, at least what I am seeing, at least at this point in time. The big picture today really is yesterday's range is something that I want to stay out of today. Really across NQ, ES, and probably even the Dow Jones. Yesterday's area is just a bunch of a bunch of choppy noise, and I don't think it's worth trading into. And so if we just stay sideways for the whole day today, we may not get much today, and that's fine. But starting on ES, the 200 is big. I see this as such a big area, several things converging here. So we're really going to be watching for that. If you look at the after market or the overnight session, we really just went sideways. We continued. I mean, we really went sideways pretty much from Wednesday on, Wednesday, Thursday, the overnight session into today. It has just been a sideways trend, and that is dangerous. That is where we get chopped up, and I want to try to stay out of that myself. Looking at what are the options, what are we looking for as far as trades? Obviously, this daily 200. If we get there again today, looking for rejections off of that, or looking for a break and retest long above it. If that happens, I definitely feel a little bit more bearish than bullish on the market right now, the way this thing looks. So we might be taking shorts if that happens, if we get something up to that point. If we fall below yesterday's lows and below this area right here around the 58.35s, that would be a short setup potentially. You're shorting into the daily 100, which is something to be a little bit careful of, but that also could be a push through since the daily 200 has been sitting up here very, very solidly for a little bit of time here. So that's something I would be looking at as potential short below yesterday's lows, below this 58.35. And if we get a move down into the 58.13s, 58.15s, and we haven't gotten a short set up, that is a free short down into the daily 20. So anyway, that's what I'm looking for on ES. Not really looking that much for longs unless we obviously get above this daily 200, or if we do get a very clean hold and we can't break down below this 58.15, that would be a potential long spot as well. So that's that. Let's flip back to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is pretty similar. The daily 200 is sitting down here below. Daily 100, the daily 20. These are all sitting down here below. So where's the daily 50? Oh, it's all the way down here. So anyway, on the NQ, pretty much the same thing occurs. The purple line here is yesterday's high of day. That also is kind of an interesting spot here around the 21,350s. There's definitely a little bit of, it's definitely noisy in here, so to speak. But there is some level of support and resistance there, so that could set up a long trade if we get there. Again, I don't think that's very likely that we get above that for a break and retest long. If we do get below yesterday's low of day and below this low area from the 21,115s, that could set up a short trade down into the 21,000s. Obviously, if we don't get anything and we get to the 21,000s, that sets up a nice trade down into the 830s. There's some really nice opportunities here if we get that push down. And again, likewise, if we get a move down into this area around the 21,000s and we get a hold and we don't push through that, that could set up a long trade there. So same thing occurs. We're really not interested in yesterday's range. We need to get out of that range for us to take a trade on the NASDAQ today. Gold, the interesting thing here is this. If we were swing trading, this would have been the trade to get into yesterday morning. Obviously, I didn't get into it at the right spot, but there was an opportunity to get in, and swinging that trade would have been okay on gold, but obviously we can't do that, trading the futures market. So in any case, what we're looking for here really is pretty simple on gold. We're really kind of backing off the opportunities here, so to speak. Really looking for a pullback to this level. If we get it, we look at a long. And otherwise, we're not looking for longs unless we get all the way up here. I'm just not going to take that trade, I don't think. I did look at maybe putting some levels here around these highs from yesterday. Right now, I just don't see it. I'm going to just be very cautious with gold. Gold is a bit volatile. The moves happen as much in the overnight session as they do during the New York session, so it's something to be careful of. So really looking for a move down into this area, this big green band I've got here, this range. If we get a pullback to there, we'll look for a long. If we fall down below the lower side of that range, we look for shorts. And that's, yeah, I don't think we'll get anything up here or down here. I think we're probably just going to chop around. I don't see any big moves happening. I really don't. So if we get that, we take it. If not, we don't. Dow Jones, last one, pretty similar. Again, and I didn't really plan this, but the way it's shaken out as I did my analysis this morning, yesterday's range is just a no bueno. So we're looking for shorts below yesterday's low. That's this blue line. Also looking for shorts if we get down to this little gap fill area around the 48,670s. That could set up some nice shorts there. And the only longs we're looking for really is something break and hold above yesterday's high, which is a really, really nice spot. You've got these holds coming in at the 42, 177, 180s from about a week or two ago. We've got some holds coming in here, and we've flipped. If we can flip that, that could set up a pretty nice long up into the daily 100. So that's the look for today. It's Friday. We want to bounce back off the red day from yesterday, and hopefully we can have a good solid day today. So that's the plan, and I do plan to stick to it. Boy, we're getting a big rejection here. I didn't pay attention to that till right now. Seeing a big move down. So maybe this thing is not going to wait for us. We've seen this before. The last couple of days, we get some pre-market moves that are pretty legit, or we could see an opening around the 21,000. If that happens, it could be interesting. We could set up a nice short or long, depending on how this thing opens up. What's CS doing? Pulling back to this 58.35. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Getting a pre-market sell-off here. It's early. I didn't have my clock up, but it's like 7:15 in the morning, 7:20 in the morning. The Dow, just kind of floating around yesterday's lows. Interesting watch. All right, I'll leave you with that. It's Friday. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We got a long weekend with Memorial Day coming up on Monday. So trade well today. Be careful, and we'll catch up with you on the next one. Take care, and so long.